Bonjour, mon ami. Welcome to Catico Free Travel and Disney Blog. Next up, New Orleans. After an extremely long drive to New Orleans, we finally made it to the West End, but we were so tired that we just decided to go to bed to get ready for our first big day tomorrow. Waking up to this amazing view at the West End is definitely my favorite part of staying here. You have such a great view of the French Quarters that you truly never want to leave this lobby and actually go out and explore. Of course, you do want to stay for breakfast because it's definitely going to be the best part of your day, if not your trip. The avocado toast here is amazing along with the rest of their selections. Make sure to try it out. Jackson Square is a historical landmark that has been around since the early 1800s. It's always the first place I visit when I'm in town because it's centrally located in the French Quarter, putting you in the middle of the action. We squeezed in some time for a relaxing full-body massage that was very much needed before strolling on over to Jackson Square. Our goal for this trip was just to relax, eat good food, and support local artists. This is the very first artist that I bought something from, and here she is signing it back to one of my paintings. Now, it was so hard to choose between all her bright, colorful pieces, but I finally narrowed it down to a few. I won't show them all, but I will show you a few. Starting with this Café des Monde prints, which I absolutely love since they have the best beignets in town. And of course, I had to get a Bayou themed one because it's the perfect theme, I think, for my kids' bathroom that I'm redoing. And it wouldn't be New Orleans without a photo of a musician, and abstract paintings are one of my favorites. Now, this particular artist, I did not get to purchase anything from, but he absolutely took my breath away. It was so amazing to see what he was doing every single step of the way, and he even taught me a few tricks of the trade I will never forget. Big Easy Zachary's is always my go-to spot in New Orleans for a to-go drink. I absolutely love their souvenir cups, which start at $13 and are $9 for every refill after that. The best part is they have so many locations down Bourbon Street that you can't go wrong. Disney followed me everywhere, including New Orleans. How else would you explain a Chewbacca and Stormtrooper walking down Bourbon Street? But I can't complain. A little bit of Disney magic goes a long way. You never know what you're going to find in the French Quarters. However, one thing you can rest assured that you'll always see musicians everywhere you go. And that is one of the main reasons why I fell in love with the Big Easy. With all the music, they really make the city come alive. Court of Two Sisters is my favorite place in all of New Orleans. It's always a tradition of mine every single time that I am in town. I even got to sit at the same table that I dined at 2 years ago, which brought back a lot of loving memories. This is seat number 125 and 126, the best seat in the house because it gives you a panoramic view of the entire courtyard. Not to mention you have birds constantly flying over you. You have a beautiful view of the water fountain as well, where you can just sit back and relax and listen to the water as you think about all the food you're about to eat. Speaking of food, they have so much to choose from. Make sure you grab some of these delicious cookies. I know it's not time to dessert yet, but I just had to say it. The jambalaya is very good as well. They offer as much as you want to eat here, so just try to make sure you grab what you can. Also, the duck here is very good. I tried it for the first time. It was delicious. I do want to let you guys know that you can sit indoors. I would not recommend it though unless it's raining, just because it's simply not worth it. I would recommend this king cake though. It's delicious. And make sure you load up on as much beef as you can. For me, this was the star of the buffet. I really just could not get enough of it. I loaded up my plate, went back to watch the wishing well, ate my food, and decided which desserts I was gonna get. After dessert, I just stayed back, relaxed, and watched the show. brunch, I decided to go on the hunt for more artwork because you can truly never have enough. I really wanted some hand-drawn images though this time, and I couldn't have came across Ernest Brown at a better time. I picked two of his beautiful pieces to take home with me, and it wasn't long after that I found Rene, and he really hit it out of the park for me. I had been looking for a sign that said Frenchman Street, and he had the perfect sign that was literally made just for me because I love it. Then I took a bike cab back to the hotel. Once I made it back to the West End, I decided to get a free snowball in the lobby. They actually had this set up the entire weekend I was there, and it was just a great way to refresh after a hot day exploring the French Quarters. Then I decided to take a nap, and then I woke up, got ready for a night out on the town. Decided to go to Gordon Birch for dinner. It's our second day in New Orleans, and we decided to get a head start on our day and head over to Oceana for brunch. They have delicious fruit crepes that are filled with so much fruit and whipped cream on top that will leave you full for hours. One thing I always like to recommend to anyone exploring a new city is take the time to get a little lost. Take those roads that you normally wouldn't have taken before and just see where it takes you. Sometimes you really just find the best places by getting lost. You find the best foods or snacks or even artwork. I just ran into the same artist that I met 2 years ago that inspired me in so many ways. I just couldn't leave without taking our honorary photo just like we did 2 years ago. And then of course I had to take a little piece home with me. Here she is signing the back of this lovely piece of artwork. What I love about her is that she doesn't use conventional backgrounds or canvases on her artwork. She uses all kinds of things from old windows to this plank of wood. It's just amazing the things she does. And of course, she had to leave me a small message on the back saying, Haiti, your energy is infectious. Keep up your positive spirit. And she is just such a sweet girl that I'm so glad that I ran into her. I grabbed some pasta and a drink. Then it was time to keep on exploring. And just when I thought my shopping was over, I ran into Michael and I had to take this big, lovely piece home with me. I just really loved all his coloring and his artwork and just the way he expressed the vividness of the musicians he painted. I decided I needed to take 2 more artworks with me as well, making it a total of 3. And then it was time to go out for a night out on the town. Of course, I had to head back over to Two Sisters Court because it's such a different experience at night. It's literally just a fairy tale that has came to life, and who can resist a fairy tale setting? I know I can't. They have such delicious food and a completely different menu at night also, starting with their bread. The bread is absolutely delicious and very different from something that you get at lunch, because at lunch you do not get the loaf of fresh bread. You just get whatever's at the buffet. And this loaf is delicious, I can assure you. The butter is really good and creamy and fresh too.
Red wine vinegar, anchovies, and Worcestershire sauce. I will be using the yolk of an egg as well, Parmesan cheese, croutons, and you wanted onions. So
Yes, please. All the onions I can get. you're ever in doubt of what to order, always go with the steak. You can never go wrong. This one is loaded on top of mashed potatoes with a very yummy mushroom sauce, and it was just so delicious but very big and thick. I just wanted to show you guys an up-close view. It's really hard to finish, but definitely worth it. Our last full day in New Orleans, so we just decided to get up early and make the most of our day. We weren't really that hungry, so we just went downstairs to the Starbucks and Canal Place and grabbed one of their New Orleans cups because I just really couldn't resist. Filled it up with some delicious coffee and went on my way to the cemetery. Guys, so I just wanted to say that if you're coming to Lafayette Cemetery, you definitely want to get a $3 24-hour pass to the trolley. It will take you all the way down to Washington, which is where you'll get off and take a 3-minute walk to the cemetery. Definitely worth it. Uber would have cost me $20 round trip, so $3 unlimited, $20 a round trip. You know which one I picked. Needless to say, Uber's only for when I'm feeling really lazy and really tired, and this is not one of those cases. It's bright and early, and I certainly have a lot of energy. So let's go explore the Lafayette Cemetery. Oh, Klaus, where are you hiding? Rebecca, Elijah, Marcellus. I know you're around here somewhere, even if you don't want to show your face. As a huge original fan, I absolutely had to come back to the Lafayette Cemetery in honor of the show ending. It's really sad that there won't be any more shows, but there will be a spin-off show that I look forward to seeing. Now, of course, I had to look for the spot that Davina busted out of when she became real live, and it was just hilarious to see and imagine that moment in the show. Now, I will have to say that I would love to be buried here. It's such a beautiful place in New Orleans that I can really see myself here for all eternity. The Wall of Peace is a mural that was painted in honor of the 10-year anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. New Orleans was absolutely devastated by the storm, and the artist just wanted to show that the violence must stop. We all must be the change we want to see the community, and it's time to be the change now. One New Orleans staple that you do not want to miss is that dog. It does not get any better than here. I had to try their famous margarita, of course, and it was absolutely delicious. But what I really came for was this loaded fries that I really could not finish because it was so enormous. And that dog was delicious, guys. It's covered in blue cheese and the bread was amazing. Since it was my last day in NOLA, I decided to just take it down a notch and start to relax because I knew I had a long drive ahead of me the next day, and I really just wanted to take it easy, look at some last minute shopping, and then just go back to the West End to relax for a little bit. Now, of course, I couldn't go back to the hotel without sitting at the lobby for a little bit. I absolutely love the view of the Mississippi River where I could just watch a boat go by, and of course you still get a great view of the French Quarter. It's really the perfect spot to be in New Orleans because you can't smell bourbon straight from here. And then I decided to go down the street just to look at some local graffitis and I really wanted to get an early dinner in so I could go to bed early and have a well-rested night. So I went down to the High Cat Cafe where they have the best burgers in town. I love the atmosphere here. It was very quaint and all the locals come here. I got a margarita because, of course, how can you not get a margarita? And then I got their signature burger with homemade cheese that is delicious. And of course, I had to get a side of organic green beans. The star for me, however, was the deep fried donut with ice cream on top. They do have a whiskey ice cream option, but I personally don't love whiskey, so I just said give me the regular ice cream. But for those of you that do, just know that they have that as well. Then I headed back over to the hotel because I wanted to view the sunset from there. And then I realized how absolutely beautiful it was, and I got outside and just had to take a moment to take it all in. Then I went back to the hotel again, where I got invited to a New Orleans style wedding, and boy was it great.
In the South Lane, there's a city way down on the river where the women are very pretty and all the men deliver.
Play my music, songs crazy, starting the daytime, go on till night. When you hear the music playing, hear what I'm saying, makes you feel alright.
Allow me to introduce my little pals from the land of the bewitching wine. It's me and Princess Tiara. It's great to meet you.
Oh, the land of the bewitching wine. What's that one? It's a land of dreams, good cooking,
And jazz.
Bruce loves playing jazz with the big boys.
Swinging good time. Well, I ain't got much to add to the party. Well, I'm not good at tap dancing or playing the ukulele.
but everyone's got something to add. A party's like a big pot of gumbo. It takes all the different flavors coming together to make it good.
Really?
She's right, my tall friend. You've got to let loose and cut her up.
Gorge.
You never know what you can do till you try.
You know what Mama Odie would say if she were here. You gotta dig a little deeper to find out who you are.
Make sure to click on Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party video for a sneak peek behind Booty You Parade and the Hocus Pocus show. And if you're considering a Disney resort, make sure you don't miss the Disney Port Orleans Resort French Quarter.